Easy. He's wide open.
Yes, sir!
Lastimosa, another three. Bang!
Jerome Lastimosa, three!
Oh, go! Triple for Jerome Lastimosa. Melesio all day to shoot. Gets it to go. Lasal is off and running. Melesio behind the back pass again. Justin Baltasar brings that baby home. Cani against Desiderio. The bang and the bucket. They swing it to Comboy, who's had the hot hand. Still finds a way. Fading away on one leg. Ildefonso will drive right. That's also changes direction. Twice he does that. Navigates through Pasay traffic. A double-double performance for Philip Manalang. Straightaway jumper. Nothing but sweet string music. Manzo with a steal! All the way! That's one out of the back. Highlight the University of the Philippines after 32 years! CJ for three! Are you kidding me? Subido with a crossover. Subido for three! Renzo Subido! Ravenna leaves it for Edge. Oh! Here's Matt, the 30. Highlight coming. Two-hand slam. Dominance and the excellence of the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles continues. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you south of the Metro for the first time in season 82. We tip off at the Mall of Asia Arena for game day number 5, or the 82nd season of the UAAP Men's Basketball Tournament. All for more, you are watching us on SNA HD, on Liga and Liga HD, on iWant, TFC TV, and on live streaming, wherever it is you're catching us. The Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles, those defending champions, will take on a tough foe in the FEU Tamaraos later on at 4 p.m. But the business at hand for right here, right now, has to do with the red and white of UE and the green and white of the De La Salle University Green Archers. Magandang araw sa lahat ng ating basketball fans, UAAP fans here around the Philippines. And good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you are around the world. Nico Ramos here with Mikey Reyes, who we'll get to in a moment, but allow me to introduce the rest of our broadcast team for today. Reporting from the sidelines, that is Mr. Jaime Ascalon, reporting for the UE Red Warriors, and on the opposite side of him will be Miss Ayana Perlas, reporting for DLSU. Mikey, your first game at the UAAP, it's the 5th game day, but already it feels like we've been playing what feels like a 40-game season out of everything that's happened so far in season 82.
Well, so far, one of the more competitive seasons that we've seen here in the UAAP. A lot more balance between the teams, and it'll be exciting to see if UE can get their first win, barge to the win column, or can LaSalle go back-to-back?
As we bring up the team standings right now, you bring up a good point. Even at 0-3, these UE Red Warriors, those have been, winnable performances, and I guess we'll deep dive into those in a little bit. They're slowly appearing to be a dark horse each and every time they come out. And for DLSU, after opening that opening setback to the Ateneo de Manila Blue Eagles, we'll look to double up on the win column for them. All right, let's first talk about the UE Red Warriors. Unahin na natin ang pagsalang natin sa kanila against the Adamson Soaring Falcons. 91-80 was the final score, September 11th, a breakout game for Jeric Ahanmisi. 38.16 field goal percentage for UE. They actually shot better than Adamson here in this game. Kept it close, but that disparity in the three-point area just proved a little too much for the Warriors.
Well, one of the better performances for the UE Red Warriors. They lost by 11 points, although they were leading till midway through the second quarter. But the story of the game were the 11 three-pointers for the Adamson Soaring Falcons, and that's 21 points more, 7 of those coming from Jeric Ahanmisi, like what you like what you said, that he broke out in that game. But I believe that was an effect with the absence of Alex Jaquite, because without Alex Jaquite towering and controlling the paint, it will be harder for you to come out to the shooters. Also, the rebounding department, they were down by 14 rebounds, and the bench points, they will have to answer that also and solve these problems if they want to have a chance against LaSalle.
You know, when you're a team that suffers setbacks to start off the season, you kind of try to find the bright side in things, even though the win column doesn't really say that there's a lot. But that performance, especially in that first half for UE, without Alex Jaquite on the floor, has to be promising, especially because they had a breakout of their own as well. The man on your screen is transferee Jed Mendoza, who had 17 points across his number against the Soaring Falcons.
Well, maybe he is a rookie in the UAAP, but definitely not new to the college scene. Last year with the JRU Heavy Bombers, he did average 16 points an outing. And in their third game of the season against Adamson, he did play the most minutes that he's played in the UAAP. He did shoot the ball 6 times more than he did in each of his first 2 outings. And the performance of he broke out finally in the UAAP and showed everyone what kind of scoring machine he's capable of being here in the UAAP scene. But you know, if he can be consistent, he was second to scoring to Ray Suertes 20. And if he can be consistent even without Alex Jaquite and the other, of course, pieces of the UE Red Warriors, then they may get their first win here today.
Well, their fast-paced game usually leads to a lot of turnovers, but another big stat line for Jed Mendoza. 0 turnovers in that game, handling a whole lot of the leather. All right, let's go to Jaime Ascalon, who is courtside today and every day for the UE Red Warriors. Jaime has more. Go ahead.
Yes, Nico and Mikey, 40 minutes of consistent basketball. That is what the UE coaching staff wants to see from the guys for today's game. You know, they are yet to have a complete game this season. They do well in one quarter and they start to suffer in the next. And notice ngayon ng coaching staff. Now, team consultant Lawrence Chongson told the boys that he wants the boys to sustain their defense, most especially their perimeter defense, where they suffered in the past 3 games, leading to a lot of threes from Wendell Comboy and Jerica Nisi. Now, as you said earlier, Alex Diakita will not be playing in today's game, so the boys know that they have to step up on those rebounds and gang up on those rebounds. So we'll see if the boys will finally play a complete game for today's game. Back to you, gentlemen.
Well, thanks a lot, Jaime. That's what we talk about when you're looking for positives for UE. They've had moments, they've had spurts, they've had full quarters even when they look like a top-tier team. You gotta put together 40 minutes of that effort. Di pa tayo sa kabilang banda, let's talk about the De La Salle University Green Archers, who themselves will not have a complete roster on the court today here at MOA. We'll get to that in a second. But what a thriller it was against the National University Bulldogs. They survived this one despite a valiant effort from one of the Demolition Brothers, Sean Ildefonso.
Well, survived is the right term when you talk about their matchup with the NU Bulldogs. They were leading the whole game. They entered the fourth with a 10-point lead. They led by 14 midway through that playoff period, but it was like what you said, Sean Ildefonso went off in that period. They led by 1 after that 3-pointer from Sean, but ultimately that shot by Kurt Lohera saved that game for them. And when you look at the free throw story, that's their problem. Is for a 1-point game like that, you will look back at those 9 missed free throws, and I'm sure the coaching staff of the LaSalle Green Archers talked about, and I'm sure like extra work sila for that percentage to come up. The assist department, they did lead, even though there's still a bit of it's a work in progress when you talk about the chemistry, the familiarity, and the cohesion of this team, especially with the entry of the one-and-done players a month before the season. But they will have to play better. They did turn the ball over 18 times, 6 times in the last 4 minutes, wherein NU made that big run.
Clutch free throws in the fourth quarter of a close game. If you miss those, they will haunt you. No one knows that better than Mikey Reyes. Let's talk about someone who did not miss in Kurt Lohera. When it mattered the most, Kurt Lohera was there for them. Got the go-ahead bucket for De La Salle. You're seeing it on your screens, although much is still desired and much is still expected out of Kurt Lohera, one of the big-name transferees over to De La Salle. He was there when they needed him most.
well, not the best performance when you look at Kurt Lohera. Obviously, the potential is there, and what he can do, we saw with the Adams Soaring Falcons a couple of years ago. 6 points, 1 rebound, and a couple of assists, but 2 of those 6 points turned out to be the most important points of that game. But if you look at the LaSalle Green Archers, you will talk about Justin Baltazar. Jamie Malonzo won't be here today like what you said, so they will need their perimeter players to step up, namely Kurt Lohera. We have yet to see Aljun Melesio really break out here in season 82. You have Andre Caracdot and Encho Serrano. So if these perimeter players can step up and show what they're capable of doing and help out the front line, then they have a big chance of getting back-to-back wins.
Oh, let's talk to Ayana Perlas, who always has more on the De La Salle Green Archers, including who won't be suiting up today. You mentioned Jamie Malonzo, but Ayana, give us a scoop. Tell us more.
No lead is safe in this league. That is what the De La Salle Green Archers learned in their last game. Now, Nico and Mike, is similar to Jaime's report. In the Green Archers' first 2 games, they showed their tendencies to be complacent. And with this, Coach Jermaine Bird pleaded for them to play all 4 quarters this time. Not 3, not 3.5 anymore. Now, to add more to your conversation on Kurt Lohera, Kurt attributes his confidence to shoot that heroic jumper to the extra shootings he does every day before and after training. Kurt took me to that very moment at sinabi niya sa akin na all he wanted to do was get to his sweet spot and shoot with confidence. Now with Kurt's parents present here in the Mall of Asia Arena all the way from San Jose, California, extra inspired ball will be expected of Kurt in today's match. Now incidentally, Jamie Malonzo and Keyshawn Meeker will not be seeing action in today's game due to a mild strains, and according to strength and conditioning coach Chappie Calianta, they don't want to aggravate these strains so that they will be up and ready for Wednesday's game. Gentlemen?
Thanks a lot, Ayana. So Meeker is out, Malonzo is out. The 3 one-and-dones are down to 1. As the De La Salle Green Archers will look more to a more familiar core to take on the UE Red Warriors today. That brings us to our key matchup today, Rey Suerte. We haven't talked about him so far, but we will talk about him a lot. In this game, Andre Caracdot will probably draw him defensively for parts of this ball game. Caracdot needs to break out. He's averaging in double digits. We know he can do more, but Rey Suerte, what can't he do?
Oh yeah, you talked about the one-and-dones of LaSalle, but the one-and-done guy for the UE Red Warriors, Rey Suerte, a lot of hype coming into this season, a lot of potential was there coming into it, and he has been consistent. He has lived up to that hype and that pressure that put onto him. That one season, nabibigyan siya ng pagkakataon to don the colors of the UE Red Warriors. He has been averaging so far 20 points in an efficient 45% from the field. Adding on to that is 8.33 rebounds. On the other hand, like what you said, we have yet to see the Andre Caracdot that we're used to seeing. He will break out for sure soon. We will see if it will be today. 10.5 points along with 3 rebounds.
Almost just about ready to tip off. The UE Red Warriors looking for their first win. The De La Salle Green Archers looking for their first winning streak of season 82. The Archers and the Warriors will tip off when we return here on SNA.
Wala ka eh. Tulong eh.
Ako pala. At the Mall of Asia Arena for the first time this season, we kick things off Up north, we move down south of the metro to welcome Rey Suerte and Zed Mendoza, the quote-unquote rookie vets for UE. They'll be in the backcourt. Jan Apacible will take Alex Jaquita's place in the middle. Jem Cruz and Neil Tolentino complete the first five for the Warriors, while it is a familiar Karakut and Melesio backcourt for De La Salle. Justin Baltazar, the hero Kurt Lohera from last game, is in the starting lineup. Not to mention their big man Brandon Bates will square off center circle. Officials Buaron, Santos, and Escaros will hold the whistle for this game. And it will be interesting to see how far and how sustained UE's effort is, especially defensively and on the glass, will be with a smaller lineup without Jaquite in the mix today.
Well, another tall task for Jan Apacible, although he did perform in the lone game when Jaquite had to sit that one out against Adamson. He did have 15 points along with 5 rebounds. We're gonna see if he can sustain that kind of energy for the interior of UE.
He'll be dealing with Bates and Laput, not to mention Justin Baltazar, who can play 5 anytime he wants, as Lohera drives strong, misses, picks up his own board. They get another 14. Lohera almost a turnover. Karakot has it. Karakot with 6, Karakot with 5. He'll turn the corner, snatch back. Jumper is up and through for Andre Karakot.
Nice recognition there for Andre Karakot. He had the mismatch against Apacible, took it to the rim, stepped back, and hit that sweet-looking jumper.
Suerte has it. Ray out to Apacible. He'll try to draw that big man out. Airmails the first attempt.
Well, you see the aggressiveness of Jan Apacible. He did gain that enough confidence in that last game. And like what you said, he's trying to draw Brandon Bates out so that the slashers can go to work, namely Rey Suerte and Jed Mendoza.
Lohera to the cup, left-handed. No, Kurt starts 0 for 2.
We also have to bring it up that this is the first time UE will go up against a team without a foreign athlete. They went up against Chavio as Rey Suerte goes all the way. And he has been also been consistent for UE. They went up against Chavio, they went up against Chuente of FEU, and then they went up against Duanga of Adamson. So this is the first time they will go against a team na medyo magka-height sila.
And with no foreign big man to deal with, Rey Suerte took it all the way to the basket as Aljun Melesio got started. Now, one of the points you brought up, Mikey, was when's Karakut, when's Melesio gonna come out big? They both hit their first 2 attempts as UE also hits a jumper there. They bring up a 3-pointer on the way, 5-4 our score early on.
And both teams coming out aggressive, hitting their jumpers.
Melesio, tight pass to Bates. That's gonna be a whistle. Mendoza is gonna be whistled for the personal. Oh no, that one's going to be charged to Jeremy Cruz, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, if history goes on La Salle's way, Apando, his first game in the UAAP, he had 22 points. He broke out against UE. Comboy broke out against UE, had a career high. And then Jeric Hanmisi had a season high when they went up against UE. So if Melesio can be given those types of numbers, as well as this guy, Andre Karakot.
Karakot hits a 3 Manulife Vision player of the game. Well executed. Got him a look. Cruz inside, bangs against Bates. That's a nice looking move from Cruz. That one is a Jollibee 100% amazing move of the quarter.
A lot easier for the UE Red Warriors to attack the basket. Like we said, no towering force underneath for La Salle.
Lohera a little strong on that 3. Here's Apacible, drop pass inside, and UE back with the lead, 9-7 after Tolentino gets the quick bucket.
Brandon Bates needs to run the floor a lot quicker, especially because UE is trying to run the ball.
Can't use your height advantage if you're not there, as Balti hits a long 2. And the range of Justin Baltazar every single year, farther and farther a little bit, smoother and smoother on the eye test.
And this is a big adjustment also for Jan Apacible. Used to being inside the paint, he has to come out for those Baltazar 15, 17, 19-foot jumpers if he wants to challenge itong si Baltazar.
Aljun, stop, pop off the cross. Jumper is sweet as can be. Pure gold, always panalo move.
And one thing na hindi mo wala kay Aljun Melesio, even though he hasn't broken out here in Season 8, is the confidence and that sweet stroke. Always wet for Aljun.
Apacible hits from 15. It is a high-scoring affair here. We're at 11 apiece with 6:30 still left in the first period.
And these aren't easy buckets for both teams. These are jumpers, these are step backs. Even Jana Pasible hitting from the outside, also trying to pull Baltazar out of the paint.
McDonald's instant replay. There's the pass from Pasible. The release in the middle. Got Tolentino on the baseline. First sub of the game. That will be Lapwood who will check in as James gives Brandon Bates a quick rest. Melesio looking for help. Balti for three. Big boy three will not go. Rey Suerte with a pull down.
That's a shot though you can be happy with, especially if it's just Justin Baltazar.
Suerte pulls it back. 3 and 1.
And Rey Suerte just showing us the complete arsenal already. A couple of assists.
Well, check this out. Cross. Quick little step back. Didn't have to do much. Tipid na tipid yung galaw eh.
Walang sayang dito kay Rey Suerte. And we were saying, he may be a rookie in the UAAP, but he is definitely a veteran in terms of putting the ball in the hole, averaging 20 points here in season 82.
If this is your first time watching UE, if you were not privy to CESAFI action the last few years, understand this. Rey Suerte is a grown man and a proven high-level scorer. 2-time CESAFI MVP. Comes and joins UE for one more collegiate year and says, let me introduce myself to the rest of Philippine basketball. Here's Baltazar on the curl. Nice little floater, won't go. Lapot with a cleanup, and there's the height advantage for the LaSalle Green Archers at work.
Right place, right time there for Lapot. The activity down low, just making sure that he can clean the glass with those jumpers. And he is giving space for Justin Baltazar to stay outside and hit those perimeter jumpers.
And another jumper by Rey Suerte fetches him a foul, so that's one more trip to the free throw line. There's a good attempt there by Baltazar. Could not get it to go, but over everybody else, James Lapwood just outreaches the UE front line for the putback.
And on the other end, like you were saying, 2-time CESAFI MVP, Rey Suerte. You see the threat that he is on the offensive end. 2 fouls already on jumpers. So LaSalle for sure scouted, watched the tendencies of Rey Suerte, but so far they have been a little too aggressive with their challenges on those jumpers.
Suerte with a split as Baltazar pulls it down, tracks it down, and forwards it over to Kurt Lohera. Laput hands it back out to Kurt. Kurt turns the corner, quick first step. He's going to get a whistle on that turn. It's going to be a foul on the ground, and LaSalle will inbound from the side as Bartlett will check in for Lohera.
Fake handoff for Kurt Lohera going all the way to the basket, getting that foul. But Bartlett comes in, also one of those guys, one of those transferees from the NU Bulldogs program, and he can be the backup point guard to Aljun Melesio, especially today. Keyshawn Meeker won't be seeing action also.
Melesio uncorks from 3, no go, and one more time Lapot cleans up the mess for the Archers. Yamaha Mio #1 move for James Lapot.
And we were talking about the rebounding disadvantage that UE had against Adamson in their last game. And here, Lapot already with 2 putbacks, 2 offensive rebounds, and 2 stickbacks for 4 points for LaSalle.
Cruz, jumper up, jumper short. Melesio on the breakaway. Aljun, floater off the bank. That will not go as we head into our Gatorade hydration checkpoint.
Blocking foul on number 17.
And really the aggressiveness of Aljun Melesio, just attacking every time he gets the basketball. This is the kind of Aljun Melesio we have grown to love.
Laput there to clean things up. We'll take a break, 15 apiece. For all the talk about LaSalle's backcourt needing to get going, well, they are going to get as far as they will on the shoulders of this big man, Justin Baltazar. A double-double the last time we saw him.
One of the best big men in college basketball. He did struggle against the Ateneo Blue Eagles, but he broke out in Season 82 in their last game. And we can expect that he will be consistent, especially now that he can play the 4 on a regular basis with the entry of Lapot down low.
Well, 5 points already for Melesio as Camacho has point guard duties here for UE. Suerte likes this matchup against Bartlett. Ray on the block. Suerte, 2-3 dribbles, spin, fade, side of the backboard. Good defense there by Bartlett, putting up a fight. Melesio hands it off. Jordan to Lapot. Now it's with Karakut. Baltazar gets doubled in the pinch. They swing it over. Melesio, open look. Bartlett for 3. Off to the right, barely grazed rim. It will stay with De La Salle with 6 to shoot.
You gotta love the extra pass throw. So for Aljun Melesio, he could have taken the 3-pointer, but the presence of mind and the trust that he has with his teammates, because he knows they need everyone to contribute for them to get this win here today.
So it does not graze the rim. It will stay with LaSalle. No reset on the shot clock. Bartlett gets bumped. Melesio for 3 at the buzzer, short, and Baltazar picks it up right over Suerte's head, but it goes the other way. Here's Tolentino on the break. One guy to beat. That's a foul on Aljun. 2 free throws on the way for Neil Tolentino.
He had the height advantage, seeing Aljun Melesio waiting for him down low under the rim, and Neil Tolentino just goes all the way, fishes for the foul. 2 free throws for him, and a chance to retake the lead.
That's the first De La Salle turnover so far. So as high-paced as it's been, La Salle doing a good job taking care of the ball. A quick look into how the first 5 minutes of this first quarter went, Mikey. 67% field goal shooting for UE, 54% field goal shooting for De La Salle. That's the reason why we're already up to 16 apiece with 4:08 left.
Well, both teams not lacking in firepower. Both teams trying to push the tempo. A lot more possessions will favor, because their systems, we all know, they like to run, they like to defend, they like to pressure. And we'll see who will be the first to give up sa ganitong pace.
But Mikey, the reports of Ayana and Jaime, very similar. The game plans of both coaching staffs, very similar. We know what you guys can do in spurts. And those first 5 minutes in the first quarter, both impressive spurts for both teams. But the challenge was the same. Can you sustain it for 40 minutes?
Well, we know the physical conditioning is on point for both teams, but it's really the mental aspect. To be able to think at your best for 40 straight minutes, yun ang hinihingi ng kanilang mga coaches.
When those shots aren't going in as much as Natividad gets a 2 on the slow break straight from the bench. Gives UE a 19-16 lead.
And UE continuing to run and outrun the LaSalle Green Archers and continuing to find the best shots.
Manuel for 3. That will be short. Suerte will pick it up. Ray has that on a string. Out to Camacho. Cruz, always ready to fire. Jeremy Cruz always looking for that 3-point attempt. Here's Camacho inside, albeit turnover. Balti will bring it down. Baltazar dribbles it off his foot, picks it up. Ball is safe in the hands of Jordan Bartlett. Corner 3, up and too strong. Oh, but Balti tips it back safely, and it'll stay on the LaSalle side. Justine on the turn, 4 to shoot. Ball will roll. Wacky will drive. Manuel to the cup, in and out. Lapot once again for the 3rd time this quarter. Offensive board, put back 2 points.
6-7 offensive rebounds already for LaSalle. And this is a problem we were talking about at the top of this coverage, the rebounding department for UE. But if you...
Goodness. Ray Suerte forces Jermaine Bird into this timeout as he walks into a 3-pointer. That is 9 already in the afternoon for Ray. UE with a 4-point lead. BDO coaches winning ways. That's veteran coach Lawrence Chongson on the staff for head coach Bong Tan for the Red Warriors. I started as a courtside reporter for UE. I know what it's like to be in a Lawrence Chongson huddle.
And Lawrence Chongson, for the guys who don't know, or for the people who don't know, did bring the UE Red Warriors to a championship run or to a finals appearance.
Offensive foul on
He's,
number 32, Brandon Bates.
I'm not sure intense
That's his
is
first foul.
enough of a word to
Green
describe him,
Archers.
but he likes plays like this. That's your star player, your best scorer
On the floor.
taking a hit and drawing an offensive foul. And Jermaine Bird cannot be happy about that for DLSU. Off a timeout, a turnover. Suerte against three, drops it off. Oh, what a look, but they can't finish. And Tolentino can't clean it up on the third try. Here's Serrano, dipsy-do, left it a little short as Natividad will pull it down for UE.
Good move here for UE. Ray Suerte holding the ball and setting the play up. We'll see where they go. Obviously, they go back to Ray Suerte.
Suerte, another three. Back rim this one, and Bates off the pine gets the rebound.
And you gotta love the confidence and the trust that Coach Lawrence Chongson has given or put in Ray Suerte, allowing him to control the pace of the game and shoot as much as he can.
Waki misses the three. Long rebound goes to UE, and Tolentino gets an easy layup. Fast break, a C2 fast break of the game.
And we've seen a lot of those types of buckets for the UE Red Warriors, just attacking the defense right away, pushing the basketball. Camacho, the vision, the precision, and the conversion from Neil Tolentino.
RV Pagsanhan will check in. So will Tyrus Hill, another transferee here for DLSU. Andre Karakot is trying to get into the mix.
And Encho Serrano, one of those guys that LaSalle is hoping that can come up with a big performance. So far, not really at par from the expectations that surround him. Only averaging 7 points a ball game in 18 minutes.
The bandana might help.
The unprofessional looking bandana.
Look good, play good is the basketball philosophy I believe in the most.
Substitution for the Red Warriors.
Suerte gets his first rest of the game. 9 points, 3 of 4 from the field. And 2 boards just to make sure it evens out. Connor with it. Connor, 15-footer. Looked away from the pick and roll. Saw some space, went up, and easily drained that short jumper.
And UE looking for one more offensive weapon other than Ray Suerte and Jed Mendoza. And Chris Connor actually scored 13 points in their last game, starting out aggressive here.
And Karakot, who was off to a nice start, gets his 7th point of the game. So it's a good start also for Andre as he gets LaSalle to within 4. Serrano with a steal. Encho, breakaway, touchdown de LaSalle.
Defense to offense, the kind of basketball Encho Serrano enjoys. And of course, the open court, getting that steal, anticipating the passing lane, and scoring on the other end.
5-second differential game and shot. There is 12 on the UE 24. Connor gets rid of it. Receives it back, uncorks a 3. Left that one short. It stays with UE. Blocked by Bates. Connor tracks it down. 5 to shoot. Connor for 3. Back rimmed. Again, it stays with UE as Natividad gets the cleanup at the horn.
Perseverance always wins for the UE Red Warriors. 3 misses, but still 2 points in the end.
After back-to-back hits by LaSalle to trim the lead to 2, the UE Red Warriors spent much of that final period keeping the ball on their side of things until finally it wound up with a Jan Natividad putback. End of the first period, 28-24. Red Warriors lead the Archers. We'll be back with more after this. Second quarter about to get underway here as the De La Salle Green Archers will find themselves trailing the UE Red Warriors 28-24. Effort was the message of Coach Lawrence Chongson leading up to this game, and effort is definitely what UE showed in that first 10 minutes, Mikey.
And a lot of scoring for them. 28 points in the first quarter, the most they've scored in a quarter here this season. 31 in counting. And Harvey Pagsanhan just entering the ballgame, firing from the right corner.
And Mike, it's not just the points that they're putting up, it's the manner in which they're getting points. Consistently running the ball, consistently pushing the pace, and making sure they clean up their misses like they did that at the end of that first period.
And with them pushing the pace and finding easy baskets, they were 55% from the field to end that first quarter. And you see the aggressiveness. They have that sense of urgency. It's their fourth game of the season. They have yet to barge into the win column, but they find ways to score the basketball. And one of the guys from Hope Christian High School, Harvey Pagsanhan.
Harvey, a four-time Slam Rising Star. You know how good you have to be in that
Veteranong veteran.
4 straight times. Connor to the basket. Oh, good look. Another offensive rebound. Still no go. It still stays with UE. Here's Camacho to the corner. Harvey, another 3. Overshot that one. Only bank. Encho gets to the cup. A little out of control. Harvey picks it up. Pagsanhan to the basket. A little too strong. Here comes La Salle on the way back. Serrano will sky, get the bump. Ball is live, action still going. UE now has it. Camacho to Connor. Harvey thought about it. Natividad will not. And he will leave that one short. We're still going here.
Not the best shots for both teams.
Bartlett underneath, 1-footer, no go. And the well is starting to dry up here for both teams. Bartlett gets a steal. Bartlett gets it back, and Jordan finally puts it in the basket for De La Salle. PS Bankable assist to the game from Encho Serrano. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maasahan. Apply online, no collateral.
And finally, both teams can breathe after that sequence. Jordan Bartlett with the steal and the 2-man fast break between him and Encho Serrano, resulting to 2 points.
Harvey to the cup, and he fetches another foul. So Pagsanhan has hit a 3 and fetched 2 fouls on drives so far in this game.
And the aggressiveness of Harvey Pagsanhan. You brought it up. 4 years in high school, already made the name for himself entering the college scene. Aggressive off the bench.
Nick Abanto has checked in for UE, and UE, they're called the Red Warriors. Obviously, one of the great collegiate names. And Nick Abanto wearing the bandana as a Warrior, and his style of play. There are very few more perfect looks in the history of the UAAP. You see him there in the center. The bandana doesn't work for everyone, but it works for him.
Living up to the moniker is Abanto.
Him and Encho Serrano should never take off the bandanas. Karakot drives baseline. Oh, Karakot got blocked. Andre asking for a foul as that ball will go to UE, who's on the floor. Nick Abanto diving for it.
But even though he was blocked there, talking about Andre Karakot, already 9 points here so far in the first half. Averaging 10 this season, so on pace. And obviously beating that average.
Harvey on the drive, kick out. Camacho to Apasible. Apasible will uncork. Ringless, but not the good kind.
And John Apasible really trying to pull the big men of La Salle out to the perimeter. He was successful a couple times earlier, but that time was just a little too short on that attempt as Jed Mendoza comes back in. Hasn't really scored for UE yet. And we'll see this second go-around here today.
Lohera leaves it for Baltazar. Push shot will not go. Balti fighting for it, but Abanto tracks down the 50-50 ball.
And UE has done a better job rebounding the basketball, especially during the opening part of our game.
Apasible ran into a crowd as Tyrus Hill was there to help on the post.
Substitution for the Red Warriors.
So as much scoring as there was in the first half of the first quarter, this start to the second quarter has seen us with a little slower pace offensively as the defense is starting to turn up a little bit.
We saw to start the second quarter, both teams had their second units in, but now in come the core guys, in come Ray Suerte, and of course Jed Mendoza.
And there's just a way that the ball finds Suerte.
Holding foul on number 1, Kurt Lohera. As a second foul, 3 on the Green
As he
Archers.
fetches a foul, that will be the third LaSalle team foul. UE has yet to give up a personal in this one, as a bright spot for De La Salle in that first period was James Lapot. He re-enters the game here. Moves Balti back to that 4 spot. Oh, Serrano with a steal. Here's Caracot to Serrano. Serrano will sky, not afraid. Left that one a little short though.
A couple of aggressive drives.
Andre double team. Can Harvey get to it? Saves the ball. Ball is live. Here's Suerte to the left hand. Ray Suerte with a highlight. Jollibee 100%. The amazing move of the quarter.
You already knew Ray Suerte was going to go all the way to the basket. Yo-yoing the basketball. 2 points again for Ray Suerte.
Andre for 3. Short. Suerte with the rebound. And that will stay with LaSalle as they're going to whistle a foul on Abanto on the box out. Abanto raises his hand to acknowledge. But what a dive there by Pagsanhan. And then Suerte with no thought for Kurt Lohera's defense.
The athleticism.
Excuse me, please get out of the way.
And really just the knack of scoring the basketball. Ray Suerte averaging 20 a game here in season 82.
Melesio quickening up the pace. Serrano for 3, short. And Lapot and Baltazar combine for that rebound. Baltazar to Lohera. Lohera puts it on the floor, 15-footer against 2, off to the left. Abanto gets the pull down for UE. Here comes Suerte. Thought about the pull-up, over to Harvey. Harvey for 3, has missed his 3 since making the first. Melesio to the cup. Oh, Suerte had a hand on it, but Encho Serrano's there to clean it up for De La Salle.
And finally, Encho Serrano hitting from inside after not giving up on the play, trailing Aljun Melesio. Aljun Melesio with a pretty move, although he did miss.
Number 1, Kurt Lohera.
And Encho Serrano was just there to clean it up for Aljun.
McDonald's instant replay. There's Serrano. The motor on him. It's really hard to find a lot of players as active as him all the time. You have to balance that though sometimes as he picks up his 3rd personal foul, as RV will have that first free throw drop out.
But we always talk about the young ones entering the league. They have one speed. One of those is Encho Serrano. But if he can learn to, put that 100, slow down a little bit, and then come back up, and that'll give a whole different dynamic to his game. Because right now we know that he's gonna go all the way to the basket every time he has the chance.
Sorry, it's Lohera with 3 personal fouls. That's why he's headed to the bench, as Joaquin Manuel comes and takes his spot. Ball pressure here in the backcourt for UE as LaSalle gets it across with Baltazar. Baltazar tried the Euro. Suerte trying to give up his body for that one, but it will be a personal foul.
Basically, the best way to attack pressure defense from the backcourt is to be aggressive. In the latter portion of their game against NU, they were ultra passive. That's why NU had the chance to catch up and even had a chance to win that ball game and steal that from the Green Archers. But obviously now being aggressive is Justin Baltazar going all the way to the basket.
There you see Andre Caracot, main offensive weapon for De La Salle so far in this game. Balti trying to add to his total. He's got 3 and 7 so far. It'll stay at that as Suerte brings down a big board. Here's Jed. Mendoza hands it off. Melesio on Ray, and that's going to be a personal foul on Aljun that will put Suerte
Foul on number
on
11,
the stripe
Alvin
for
Melesio,
2 as
penalty.
LaSalle already in the penalty.
Second
We were
foul.
talking about the intensity on the defensive end for the LaSalle Green Archers, but a little too much there for Aljun Melesio. I don't think Ray Suerte was planning to shoot from that far, but still 2 free throws anew for Ray Suerte. 11 points already here today, 12 points here today.
Well, that's the push and pull of it, Mikey. You know, that's where you got to play tug of war a little bit with such a skilled scorer like Suerte. You never want to make him comfortable. You never want to give him any space, but at the same time, you know, guys like him, they're so crafty, whether it's getting a first step or getting a foul from you.
And they will find ways to score, and they will always find ways to get to the free throw line.
We're at the Gatorade hydration checkpoint of the second period, 6-point game for UE. Manuel Serrano, that pass tapped away by Tolentino, and that will lead us into a timeout. At the 4:45 mark of the second period, it is UE 37, LaSalle 31. Fudgy Bar, O-Bar sa saya. This UE bench has had a lot to cheer for. Yung balasa ng coaching staff ng UE, Coach Lawrence, Coach Bong, and what they've put together here. Obviously, the combinations, the rotations, a little different from their first 3 games. So far, it's worked.
Already 11 guys entering the floor for Coach Lawrence Chongson and Coach Bong Tan as Justin Baltazar showing us again an offensive rebound and the putback off the glass.
That's a good ATO there by De La Salle. They got Serrano a calm, relaxed, good look at a 3. And then the extra effort by Joaquin Manuel tapping it over to Balti. Mendoza to the corner. Tolentino with a head fake. Tolentino off the glass is in.
And that's what Jed Mendoza can do for you. Attack, kick out. Neil Tolentino not settling for the outside shot, attacking and also scoring for UE.
Baltazar sweeping down the middle. That will not go. Suerte. Open court. Suerte gets some space off the bank. Will not go. Abato with another chance. Gets it to Apacible, who hits the long jumper.
And John Apacible continuing to take those outside shots. And obviously, Coach Lawrence Chongson and Coach Bong Tan gave him the license. And today he has hit those consistently.
Well, if you also look to the bench and you don't see a lot of other big men who are trying to take your place if you miss, that kind of increases your confidence as Baltazar answers back.
Well, you can do, I can do better. Justin Baltazar finding his stroke here in the second quarter.
4-1-3-5. Suerte with Serrano on him. Suerte going left off the bank. No go.
That's really all you can do when you go up against Ray Suerte. Make it tough for him, make him take tough shots, and let him make it. As Aljun Melesio taking one tough shot of his own.
Here's Tolentino to the cup all the way. He stared Serrano eyeball to eyeball and say, I'll meet you upstairs. What a flicks, kakaibang move
Substitution for the Green Archers.
And the excitement in the building care of the UE Red Warriors.
Now, I like to think that my English is good, but there's nothing in the Webster dictionary that defines binitbitan.
Binitbit na kami sa ere.
How do I translate that in English? Because you do that on any street court in the country, that's what they'll say. Oh, Abanto, what a fight to keep that ball on the UE side of things. Suerte, spin, half spin, gets it back. Tolentino for three. Cash!
Neil Tolentino has been hot here today. 10 points, 4 of 5 from the field. And look at the passion and the intensity in Neil Tolentino's face, helping out the cause of UE.
The combination of him and Abanto in this ball game, as Baltazar will miss the drop step layup, has been incredible for UE. Suerte from the baseline. Here come the Red Warriors as they open up their biggest lead of the game. It's up to 13 points, 48-35. LaSalle will call for time. Minute 55 left here in the first half. The UE faithful, it's been worth the trip to come to the Mall of Asia Arena, regardless of the weather, regardless of other previous plans, because their team has put on a show in the first 20 minutes.
Neil Tolentino, 13 points here today, 10 points total in their first 3 games, as Rey Suerte again scorching at 15 points. Show us your bag, Mr. Suerte.
Waki trying to get past Abanto. Manuel all the way to the cup, and Waki gets LaSalle closer as the lead is trimmed to 11.
Much needed basket off the timeout. Waki Manuel with the Euro left to right, and the finish.
Apasible. Oh, back cut by Suerte. Opens up Jed. Corner 3. Good look. Won't go. Baltazar with a cleanup. LaSalle's got to convert here. Try to win back some of this quarter. Belesio, back cut. Manuel leaves it for Bates. Ball still live. Waki over to Andre. Asking for a screen. 2-man game. Karakot and Baltazar. And that's going to be a walk on Karakot.
Unforced turnover there. You were saying important possession for LaSalle.
You know, technically you are correct if you travel off of a triple threat that is unforced. But if you have Tolentino and Abanto around you, I'm going to give some of the credit to the defense there. I'm going to give Andre a little bit of a break because those guys are tough to go against. 7 on the 24 for Suerte. For 3, back rim, and Baltazar handles the rebound.
Another chance here for LaSalle to gain a little bit of momentum entering the dugout.
Karakot wants Balti in the post. Abanto shadowing him. And that's going to be a foul. A good foul there by UE. They had a foul to give. They'll still get the ball back.
Holding foul on number 19,
That's their
Nick
third.
Abasto.
And
Substitution for
Abantos
the Red
third as well,
Warriors.
as Mendoza will make room for Harvey Pagsanahan, who enters the game. And Lawrence Johnson can't carry this timeout over to the second half, so we'll whistle for it right now. 26 seconds left, 48-37 UE. 12-second differential game and shot. There's 12 on the LaSalle 24, but it's taken away. Here's Abanto on a 2-on-2. Abanto to the glass, no. Melesio gets it back. Here's Baltazar against Suerte. Went with the left hand, rated enough to challenge it. Harvey will look for the last shot. They get it in the hands of their main guy. 4 seconds to shoot. Eyeball to eyeball with Melesio. Drives right, step back, leaves it, and that will be a turnover as the first 20 minutes of action will wrap up with a big board reading 48-37.
High scoring ball game here today, 48-37. The UE Red Warriors clinging on, maintaining that energy that they started with, the sense of urgency you can see from the UE camp.
We'll take a break and we'll come back with a half after this. "20 minutes already in the books as the UE Red Warriors and the De La Salle Green Archers. They're our first serving on UAAP Saturday here at the Mall of Asia Arena. We invite all of you guys, especially those of you who are looking to catch Ateneo and FEU, enjoy the game much like our PS Bankable fans of the game are enjoying right now. Simple magkakotse, PS Bank Auto Loan, isang tulog lang. Apply now. The UE Pep Squad is on the floor cheering on their side of the Coliseum as you move to behind them and meet a De La Salle fan showing some support for her team. Shop now for official licensed UAAP merchandise. www.uaapstore.com. Again, that's www.uaapstore.com to get your merch. We want to invite you, mga kapamilya. Ang daily commute nyo ay magiging good vibes na. Dadagdagan namin ang plus sa life mong on the go dahil nandito na ang ABS-CBN TV Plus Go. Pwede na kayo manonood ng UAAP games habang nasa biyahe, nasa traffic, or naghihintay ng masasakyan na hindi gumagamit ng data. For more information, visit the ABS-CBN TV Plus Go Facebook page. And also, you can catch all the UAAP Season 82 men's basketball action on iWant. Just download the iWant app or go to iwant.ph/sports and watch the games live and on replay anytime, anywhere. We'll break down the numbers for you and get set for second half action when we return here on SNA. Welcome to the half, ladies and gentlemen. Big board reads 4:8:37 with less than 6 minutes left before both of our teams take the hardwood once again. Nico Ramos here with Mikey Reyes. We're joined by Jaime Escalon and Ayana Perlas, the broadcast team for UE versus DLSU, as we take a quick trip down memory lane back to Andre Caracot's hot start, and a hot start actually by both De La Salle and UE to kick off that first period.
Well, it was closer in the first quarter as both teams came out scorching hot on the offensive end. We saw jumpers from Caracot. We saw Aljon Melesio with 5 points early on in this game, but UE just running out of steam. And Ray Suerte and company taking advantage of that, especially here in the second quarter.
And that's really when the margin was built and the margin was sustained. Second unit versus second unit. Harvey Pagsanhan brought a lot of energy for UE, and it had to take until Caracot and Melesio came back onto the floor for La Salle to get more points back up on the board. But by then, through the efforts of Tolentino, of Abato, UE had already built themselves a double-digit advantage.
Well, it's really the consistency that Coach Jermaine or Coach Gian Nazario is asking of the La Salle Green Archers, like what Ayana told us at the top of this coverage. It's the consistency. We know what they're capable of doing. We've seen the glimpses of their potential, but it's really playing the whole game. And speaking of today, it's the whole first half. At least they didn't play that game.
Take a look at the numbers story. What jumps out at you there, Mikey?
Well, it's really UE's defense on the DLSU Green Archers, holding them to 30% from the field. In the assist department, also UE sharing the basketball a lot more. 9 assists for them to only 4 for DLSU. But UE has been pushing the pace, running the basketball, looking for transition points, and they got 11 from transition as to only 5 for DLSU. When you talk about the starters though, Ray Suerte with 15, Neil Tolentino with 13, and if you're La Salle, you gotta stop those two. And right now, if you stop those two, then you can have a chance to catch up in this game.
Well, Tolentino is a surprise. You know, as you said, he's only scored 10 points in his first 3 games, but this man right here, Suerte, he's number 1 on your whiteboard. He's in boldface, font size 40 on the scouting report, and you have not done a good job if you're De La Salle trying to contain him. 15 points, and has not taken a lot of shots to get to those 15 points, as Justin Baltazar trying to carry the load on the rebounding end of things. He's got an impressive 10 boards already in the first 20 minutes of action. If you're looking for names like Jamie Malonzo, he's not here. Alex Jaquite not here also for UE, and Keyshawn Meeker also not active today for De La Salle. Now let's start on their side of things as Ayana Perlas returns on screen for her update from the half. Go ahead, Ayana.
Nico and Mikey with a slow start for the De La Salle Green Archers. Coach Jermaine Bird expresses utmost frustration, specifically on the maturity of the boys in the first half. In the words of the coaching staff, the Green Archers cannot take the UE Red Warriors lightly, as they came in this game with the same goal as every other team, and that is to win. Now the Archers seem to be just going through the waves of the game, and with this, the challenge now is heavily focused on their aggressiveness, sense of urgency, and defense, as the field goal percentage of UE is currently at 43% rather, and La Salle is at 37%, as you mentioned earlier. Now, Coach Jermaine Bird particularly focused on the veterans, Captain Andre Caracot and Aljon Melesio, to lead the boys in the next half. Alongside this, despite being absent in today's game, Jamie Malonzo showed his vocal side as he gave a talk to the team in the huddle, as well as motivating them to match UE's effort in the next half. Gentlemen?
Well, thanks a lot, Ayana. They're riding waves. That's the read from the De La Salle coaching staff. You have to ask yourself at gut check point, especially, you know, you're down 11 here in the first half. How much of things in those first 20 minutes were you initiating, and how much of it were you reacting to?
Well, it's really just keeping up with the energy and the intensity of the UE Red Warriors. Jamie Malonzo trying to help out vocally, but they do miss the energy and the intensity that Jamie Malonzo can bring to the table, and they will have a lot of energy left on the table for other players to pick up, and we'll see who will step up for the La Salle Green Archers.
Now, the challenge for UE was sustaining energy. We've seen them do this before, have a good quarter or two. Let's go to Jaime Escalon to see what the mood was at the halfway point at that UE dugout. Jaime, go ahead.
Yes, Nico and Mikey. You know, the very first conversation I had with team consultant Lawrence Chongson this season was that he had no set starting five, and for this reason, he wants all the boys to be prepared to step up. In the first half, we saw Kobe Camacho, Neil Tolentino, and Jan Natividad step up to the plate. Now in the halftime, in the locker room and during the halftime break, Coach Lawrence Chongson wrote 0-3 on the board. And this is to remind the boys that they have not yet proven anything in today's game, and they have not yet won this game. So we'll see if in the second half, if they can finally finish a complete game. That's all for now. Back to you, gentlemen.
No, thanks a lot, Jaime. Well, they're 2/4 of the way there already, but you can expect a fight back from the Green Archers on the De La Salle side of things as we're getting closer and closer to having both squads back in action. You take a look at UE though, some notable names that have not seen action here today as we check out our Coho creating beautiful plays. The drop pass by Bartlett to Serrano, and Bartlett re-receives. Old classic give and go. La Salle's gonna need more of those, especially from guys off the bench if they want to trim this lead. I want to talk about the guys on the bench still for UE. Philip Manalang, their usual lead point guard, has not seen minutes today. You have guys like Bong Antiporta who are also there, a lot of talent there, but back to Jaime's point, Lawrence has said no minutes have been promised to anyone in this game. And if this is the rotation that's working so far, you can bet he's going to stick to it.
It starts from the top, like what
Jaime.
Like what Jaime said, Coach Lawrence Chongson telling the boys, you have not proven anything, you haven't won this game yet, and starts from the top. If Coach Lawrence Chongson can be consistent and not celebrate too early, then the boys will follow his lead.
Bates gets it to Karakot, to Andre. Well, Butterfingers to start the half here. Baltazar to Lohera. And Lohera finally hits from the outside as he gets his first attempt to go. It's a three-pointer. You're getting DLSU to within 8.
Definitely the start that Coach Gian Nazario was looking for from the Green Archers. Lohera hitting from the left corner.
Drive inside, and another brave incursion by Neil Tolentino leads to 2 points. Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter. Zero fear.
And this is what we were saying about La Salle. They need to keep up with the intensity and energy of UE. That was a straight line drive for Neil Tolentino.
And Tolentino was the leaker. They get it to him eventually, but Baltazar is there. Baltazar challenges, and Bates taps it over to Justine as La Salle tries to make it back.
Good transition defense there for the La Salle Green Archers.
And Karakot will get it to count. So it's a bruise and a deuce for Andre Karakot. Here's the first three by Lohera. Again, this was an 11-point game at the half. Now trimmed to 8, possibly 7.
And you need better pick and roll defense there from Brandon Bates, leaving the lane wide open for Neil Tolentino as Andre Karakot again starts the half aggressive. He did have 9 points in the first half, and we all know what he can do on the offensive end, trying to lead a comeback for the La Salle Green Archers.
Now he draws Rey Suerte, does Karakot. Apacible to Mendoza. Jed drives left. Kick out, 3 on the way, and count that, that is good. Jeremy Cruz hits a 3 for UE.
And the one thing about the UE Red Warriors, like what we were saying, anyone can contribute. On the other side, Aljun Melesio started out hot. Cooled down a bit in the second quarter, but here staying aggressive.
And that's going to be a foul on Aljun. That will be his 3rd personal as he got caught behind the 8 ball. Almost tripping into Jed Mendoza, but previously on the other side, quick trigger as usual by Aljun. He is deadly. Cruz has it. They go underneath. Apacible against Bates, and Bates did not have to jump to get that blocked. Apacible, another serving, can't get it to go.
But still, the activity of John Apacible underneath, creating shots for himself.
Melesio, 1 dribble pull-up, back rimmed. Cruz with a pull-down. And Tolentino will wait for friends and get it to Rey Suerte. Here's Cruz. Snatch back. Then Suerte wants a screen. Suerte drives right, draws Baltazar. Suerte for 3, no go, and Lohera will sky for that board. Here's Baltazar running the break.
Couple of defensive stops for LaSalle, and they're on the break. Justin Baltazar filling the lane and is rewarded by his teammates.
Domino's Pizza, what a delivery play. And Justin was calling for that ball as soon as he crossed half court. Apasible with a fake, Apasible with a spin. Bates right there with him. Apasible can't get it to drop after the move in the post.
Not the best shot there for UE, as you can see in Lawrence Chongson's face, or his reaction, not agreeing with that shot.
Oh, he's whistling for a timeout, the next basket or dead ball. Here's Karakot inside, sidestep, drop off to Bates. Good look, Bates can't get it to drop, but Baltazar is there. And here come the Green Archers. Yamaha Mio #1 move for the ultra-active Justin Baltazar off the dugout, and Lawrence Chongson has seen enough. Timeout UE. That's Jermaine Burr, the active consultant for the LaSalle University BDO coach's winning ways as he tries to get his team back. They're now within 5 points after being down 11 at the half, being down as much as 13 in the first half.
An 11-5 run.
Oh, Suerte had it slip away. Karakot was ready, willing, and waiting. Karakot inside, drops it off. Balti, that's within his money range.
13-5 run for the LaSalle Green Archers, capped off with those 3 straight buckets from Justin Baltazar.
Suerte has been near perfect this game, except for that turnover as Jed Mendoza puts the shoulder down and gets 2 for UE.
Didn't really see a lot of offense coming from Jed Mendoza in the first half, but here he has to be aggressive, especially now that LaSalle is making a run.
Melesio for 3. Aljun Melesio. And that guy can miss 5 straight or make 5 straight.
It won't matter.
He will not think about the next attempt. Jeremy Cruz answers back.
And action starting to pick up. The way we started this game, both teams scorching hot, both teams hitting from all areas of the floor. The same way here in the second half.
58-53, Baltazar, the spin, the drop step. Oh, what a move by Justin Baltazar. Now you see him, now he's gone.
What's in your bag, Justin? Drop step, the footwork, and the finish for Baltazar.
Oh, Jed Mendoza with a bully move on Melesio. Gets it out, Cruz another 3. This one will not drop. A chance for LaSalle to tie or get within 1. Well, guess what Aljun wants to do on this trip? Oh, he finds Bates on the roll. Good fake, and Brandon Bates will take 2 from the stripe.
Great patience there for Brandon Bates. Also the patience of Aljun Melesio pulling the ball back out, trying to find for a better shot.
McDonald's instant replay. Melesio and Karakot, they've found success here in the second half when they get rid of that ball quicker, whether it's shooting it or passing it. Because every time they run through a screen or every time they put it on the floor, UE sends a double right away to get it out of their hands.
I like what you were saying about LaSalle, that they prepared for Rey Suerte. Obviously, the scouting report, Rey Suerte had his own page. On the other side, for sure, Coach Lawrence Chongson and Coach Bongtan also warned the UE Red Warriors that Andre Caracot and Aljun Melesio will be aggressive today, especially because both players haven't broken out or haven't had performances that they're used to here in Season 82.
Gatorade hydration checkpoint, as this quarter has been a Justin Baltazar show, but Rey Suerte
Basket is good for Rey
against
Suerte.
Justin on the cup, a foul and
number
one,
19, Justin
17
Baltazar.
points for Suerte.
Has his first foul.
What
two
a
of the
move
Green Archers.
from Rey Suerte. I don't know how deep this guy's bag is, but slithering through the defense, inside, outside, it doesn't really matter. Rey Suerte will find ways to score.
A professional, lethal, serial scorer is Rey Suerte.
And Yui is not new to having scorers like this. Dating back to Paul Lee, Roy Sumang, Alvin Pasaol, and now Rey Suerte.
We had that James Yap guy who
James
wasn't too bad either. Lohera for three, in and out, and it will stay. No, it'll go back to UE, who have been fighting off this LaSalle run, Mikey, as LaSalle cut it down to, I think, a 3-point game, but UE has extended it back out to 6. They have the leather. As you take a look at the 15 and 12 stat line by Baltazar so far.
Walking double-double in Season 82, and it continues to be Justin
What a
Baltazar.
pass! What a find! Suerte to Tolentino. PS Bankable assist to the game. Parang PS Bank personal loan na maaasahan. Apply online, no collateral.
And Rey Suerte showing us everything he's got on the offensive and creating for himself, his teammates. It doesn't matter as long as we get 2 points.
Suerte, inabangan si Baltazar from behind. But watch this, the patience.
Foul on number
And
4,
then the
Rey
find.
Suerte.
And you're telling me he's a rookie. He is not a rookie in college basketball. He's a rookie in the UAAP. But you see the veteran presence and the instincts of Rey Suerte.
Well, look at him and Tolentino combining for 35, and then the starters for DLSU, all of them only have 4 points on that duo.
And like what you said, Neil Tolentino is a surprise here today. Rey Suerte, we can expect that he will try to be aggressive and get his baskets and get his points up every game. But such a luxury for Coach Lawrence Chongson and Coach Bongtan to have players just ready to step up for you, even though you're at 0-3 here this season.
Well, that's what they said. The urgency is high here for UE. Suerte to Cruz. Had Baltazar closing the airspace. Rey off the screen. Suerte for 3. Wow!
And Rey Suerte starting to take over. No plays really called for UE. Just give the ball to Rey, get out of his way, and let him create for you.
Or here's a steal, almost completed, but Tolentino threw it
Substitution for
to
the Green
Bates in
Archers.
the worst possible spot, trying to save it. But watch this, Jordan Bartlett did as best as he could to fight over that screen.
12 seconds.
And a little airspace is all Rey Suerte needs to take shots like those.
Baldi, the Caracot. Caracot to Bartlett, they're gonna need this. Back rim, Mendoza. That's gonna be a loose ball foul on Jed Mendoza.
So basket.
Another offensive rebound here
Foul on number 22.
for LaSalle, keeping the ball alive after that Bartlett miss. Justin Baltazar, again, the activity of Baltazar, getting a hand on the ball, tapping it back to Bartlett, getting a foul off Jeff Mendoza.
Tyrus Hill now part of the mix for DLSU. Melesio got away. Melesio, one guy to beat, overshot it. Baltazar, one-hand tip, in and out. Oh, tough break there for the Archers. Here comes Suerte. Suerte gets rid of it. Tolentino. Oh, what a pump by Tolentino. Here's Caracot to the corner. Bartlett cannot handle. Suerte taps it away, and there's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. At least that's the whistle right now on Jordan Bartlett as he decked Jed Mendoza.
And that is the last thing you need here. Down by 9 against UE.
Well, the referees are going to review it, but well, there's the tap by Suerte.
I don't know if that was an unsportsmanlike foul, but obviously a foul.
Well, Mendoza's selling it for sure. That's a GIF. 66-57. As UE, despite that high energy that LaSalle showed to start off the third period, still managing to keep them at bay. It's within single digits now, but the production of Rey Suerte still cannot be contained as... No, they're going to whistle the unsportsmanlike foul on Bartlett.
And the call stays on Jordan Bartlett. Again, the last thing LaSalle needs right now is extra points for UE.
Well, Gian and Jermaine, they're going to talk about it. We got a timeout on the floor. That's Sir Nong Kalanog and Erwin Reyes of DLSU leadership as they are looking up at a 10-point lead. Sir Nong, Sir Edwin, I'm sure that they have some input to the coaching staff. 2 free throws good for Mendoza. An 11-point advantage now for UE as they climb it back to double digits with 2:47 left here in the third.
3 points for UE, and the way they've reacted to that early run by DLSU to start the second half has been amazing despite having no Alex Jaquite down low.
3 is up and it's a miss for Jeremy Cruz. They get it to Suerte, who's fouled on the release pass.
Foul on number 30, Andre Caracot.
Now I know you're up by 11 here. If you're UE, you're gonna have to start thinking as they're on the heels of this 10-2 run. As hot as Suerte is, you're gonna have to find time to give him a quick breather. That's why if you're LaSalle, you're gonna wanna have to end this one strong and anticipate Suerte's not gonna be there to start the fourth as Mendoza misses that one. Serrano takes down the rebound but overshoots the pass, and that's another foul on Bartlett, on Mendoza. And LaSalle is over the limit.
These are the kinds of turnovers that can frustrate a coach. They need quality possessions. They're making stops, but they're not converting on the other end. As Aljun Melesio will come back in. 10 points so far here today for Aljun.
So they're going 3 small here with Aljun, Caracot, and Serrano.
2 foul shots for Jed Mendoza.
Jed Mendoza, 0 points in the first half. 4 so far here in the second.
They keep giving him looks at the free throw line, giving him chances to see that ball go in. He's not someone you want to deal with in the fourth period as he misses 2 attempts from the stripe. Big break here for LaSalle. Baltazar has it. Andre to Aljun. Caracot to Balti, puts it on the floor. Andre for 3, cash.
Big shot there for Andre Caracot.
Manulife Vision player of the game. The pass from Baltazar, the knockdown from Caracot. They're within 8. Who can end this period strong? Oh, Suerte, step back, some space, left that one short. Oh, Serrano stays in the air for a minute. Mendoza will dive for it. So el Tolentino, UE will have the ball. Mendoza picks it up. Here's Suerte on the run. Oh, baliktad ang Pectus. As it stays on the UE side. Mendoza, baseline. Suerte, pump fake. And he will fetch a foul on Tyrus Hill and 2 free throws.
But this is what Jed Mendoza can do for you. Struggling from the field, only 4 points after a 17-point outburst in their last game. But the defense, the intensity on both ends, diving for the basketball, keeping it alive, and getting that offensive rebound off of that Ray Suerte miss. Again, creating possessions for UE. 2 free throws anew for Ray Suerte.
And UE not short on surprises today. We did not expect to see him in action, although he was in uniform. Missed the last game because he was in the hospital recovering from fever and illness. But it looks like for the final minute 18, Alex Jaquite will check in here for UE.
I don't know how healthy Alex Jaquite is. They said it was suspected dengue.
They ruled that out.
They ruled that out, and now he's back on the floor.
And they have full expectation that he will be in action next game. Well, they're going to have to swap out his tights, though. The UAAP rule is you guys as a team decide what color your accessories are. So if one person's wearing black tights, everyone's got to be wearing black tights. The precedent has been set by Suerte, by Abanto, who have black accessories on their bottom extremities. Jaquite had white tights on, so that entrance
will have to be postponed.
is a little anticlimactic. Caracot. Abanto with a block on Joaquin Manuel. That became a hops battle. Joaquin did not win.
Abanto just using his length against Joaquin Manuel. Even with the hang time, Abanto stretching his arms, getting a hand on the basketball.
Joaquin with the right thought. Usually if you bump a skinnier guy, they get out the way. But if he's that high already, oh, what an escape move, Aljon Melesio. There's a foul here. They're going to whistle it on Natividad, if I'm not mistaken. UE is now over the limit as well, so that will mean free throws for La Salle. So this quarter is not completely lost for De La Salle. They were trailing by 11, only down by 9. They'll take 2 free throws here, and with a minute left, could still see this quarter as a net positive for them if they can inch a little closer.
Then a quarter of runs for both teams. Started out hot were the La Salle Green Archers, but UE reacting and getting a run in of their own. But now, who will play better in the last minute and gain momentum entering our playoff period, as Alex Jaquite is set to come back in or enter the ball game for the first time.
Laput makes his first free throw. La Salle down 8. Second one is up and through for the big man. Now he'll have to deal with Alex Jaquite.
I don't know how healthy he is, but his height won't change, so this will be a towering force down low for UE.
Maybe it wouldn't hurt. Get him some run. Get that confidence back for him. Not to mention throw a wrench into the system here. As UE with a big surprise for De La Salle. Suerte, step back 3. He's fouled and will take 3 free throws.
And how many times has Ray Suerte fished for a foul on his jumpers? Ray Suerte again creating space. But worse for La Salle is that is the 4th foul for Andre Caracot, who has played one of his best games so far here in season 82. And Ray Suerte again with a jumper, fishing for a foul. Ray already with 22 points here today, career high 23 And we still have 10 minutes and 38 seconds left for him to match that career high or pass that career high here today.
Something that's been said earlier. The line with defending guys like him is a very thin line. Although this is shaping up to be, so far, believe it or not, a good foul for De La Salle as Suertes missed his first two. Ties his career high with that third.
Wasted opportunities there. 2 missed free throws earlier for Jed Mendoza and 2 there for Rey Suerte.
8-point game. Melesio to Karakot. Karakot uncorks. And Karakot will miss that one. Lapot with an offensive rebound. Yakite right behind him. And that's going to be a foul. And Lapot will troop to the line again for 2.
Holding foul on number 6,
And Lapot, who played well in the first half here, again cleaning the glass. Boxing Alex Jakite out. And here there's a nagagawan sa bola and tawagan ng foul si Alex Jakite.
Lapot has done well on the free throw line. Has made his last 3. Take a look at the 50% field goal percentage for Rey Suerte. 23 on 14 shots.
And we can be looking at Rey Suerte's first 30-piece here in the UAAP.
Aljon 3 short. Ball is live. Pagsanhan tracks it down. Shot clock is off. It's with Rey Suerte and he has 12 to work with in a 7-point game. Well, La Salle has won this quarter by 4 after trailing by 11, but Suerte can add to it. Walks into a 3, no good. And Encho Serrano and the La Salle Green Archers are looking up at a 7-point hill entering the final 10 minutes of action as UE and La Salle head into what surely will be an exciting fourth after this. We are fourth quarter ready at the Mall of Asia Arena. 70 for UE and 63 for De La Salle. As La Salle looked to threaten that lead earlier and came within a single possession of it. But Rey Suerte started managing the game, started massaging this game, getting himself to the free throw line. And when the offense wasn't going as smoothly as it was in the first half, as you said, he found a way. Jakite stays in the game. Suerte's on the bench. Mendoza. They swing it over. Abanto, Tolentino, Jakite, and Pagsanhan the 5 for UE. 7 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Tolentino still with it. 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Where will they go? 3, 2. Mendoza has to put it up. Does he know? He does not. And La Salle opens the fourth with a stop.
And the first possession for UE with no Rey Suerte on the floor. Didn't know where else to go, but you have Neil Tolentino. Harvey Pagsanhan was aggressive in the first half. Jed Mendoza is still there. So they will have to find someone to take over while Rey gets a little breather here to start the fourth.
Manuel One dribble, fadeaway jumper will not drop. Baltazar trying to save it. Does so, but over to the wrong guy. Tolentino against Laput, crashes into the wall and lives to tell the tale. Jollibee 100%, the amazing move of the quarter.
And Neil Tolentino, 19 points here today. A big surprise, but a pleasant surprise for UE. Just going all the way. Fearless drive here, the contact, the bucket.
I'm not sure if Neil Tolentino is an expert at physics or he skipped physics altogether. But that was either a very reckless abandoned trip into the rim or a very calculated one, knowing that he'd bounce off of Laput and have enough space. Three on the way for Enzo Serrano as he saves that possession. Well, so far, I know this is early in the season, but only 2 teams have come back when trailing after 3 periods. That's Adamson against NU on that buzzer beater and Ateneo against UST in that thriller of a matchup the last time. Can LaSalle do it? Or can Harvey Pagsanhan and UE keep them at bay?
And this is what we were saying, Harvey Pagsanhan. He knows what to do with the basketball. He's used to the spotlight. And here today, delivering every time he's on the floor for UE.
9-point Red Warrior lead. Serrano, heat check, off to the left. Ball is tapped out. Serrano chasing for it, and it will stay with the LaSalle.
Substitution
Not
for
the
the
best
Red
shot
Warriors.
there for LaSalle as Serrano was forced to take another one, but this one, whew, just a few possessions ago, hitting from 35 feet. But on the other end, from the corner, Harvey Pagsanhan. But again, you have to commend Jed Mendoza attacking the basket, creating for his teammate, leaving Pagsanhan with that wide open triple.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
We mentioned Manalang not seeing action here today. I know that's a health thing or a coach's decision, but in his place, Jed Mendoza has orchestrated this offense beautifully. Not scoring as much as he'd like, but getting opportunities for his guys as Melesio knocks down a jumper against LaSalle to within 7.
And this is when LaSalle will have to lean on their vets. Aljun Melesio, Justin Baltazar, Andre Caracot will re-enter in a few for sure. But these guys will need to step up to get their 2nd win of the season.
Mendoza, drop pass telegraphed. Aljun, stepping on the gas, spin move, pull up, jumper's good. Aljun Melesio is conscienceless. That man is lethal.
Short-term memory loss.
75-70. LaSalle knocking at the door. Can UE answer? Harvey for 3. No go. And Manuel will secure it for DLSU.
And LaSalle getting stops here, creating stops, and getting opportunities to cut further into this lead as Aljun Melesio.
He gets trapped. Has to release. Serrano, one more 3. No go. Ball is up. And Tolentino tracks it down and immediately runs with it. Tolentino, drop pass, read by Joaquin Manuel. It stays with UE though, as Harvey Pagsanhan will step on the brakes.
And good job here for UE. Not the best fast break opportunity for them, but setting the table up again in this possession.
Harvey underneath, Mendoza, Abanto, they swing it Tolentino, and another time Joaquin Manuel is in the mix and taps that one out of bounds.
Substitution for the Red Warriors.
McDonald's instant replay. Once he catches you on that quick spin and he gets that power dribble to create space and fade away. It's not a lot of space, but it's all that Aljun needs.
Tough shot taker, tough shot maker, Aljun Melesio, 14 points here today in 13 shots.
Suerte with some space, Bates all over him. Another stop by LaSalle. Melesio calling for that screen. Melesio for 3, off to the left. Baltazar cannot handle the offensive rebound as he came crashing after the miss.
Heat check there for Aljon Melesio. Early ball screen. They go under. He takes the three. But he misses it in that
A
opportunity.
two-possession game with 5:53 left. We'll be back. Coach Tab Baldwin and his Blue Eagles will see action after this one against the FEU Tamaraos and Coach Olsen Racela, and that is something you do not want to miss. That happens live right after, but shaping up to be a thriller between UE and DLSU. 12 to shoot now for the Red Warriors. Apacible still with it. Harvey with 7, Harvey with 5. Pagsanhan, the crossover. Pagsanhan going left, shooting right. Apacible with an offensive board. Here's Cruz after the shot fake. Oh, Cruz fell into that shot attempt. He tripped into that shot attempt, but managed to get it in.
Almost traveled, recovered, got his legs under him. More importantly, finishing the play.
Bates inside against a smaller guy, overshot it. Good position there by Brandon Bates as we're at the Gatorade hydration checkpoint. Cruz for 3, no go. Apacible, another offensive board. Suerte has Karakot on him. How much does Ray have left in the tank? He's carried them so far here. Mendoza, Cruz, up fake, dribble. Shot is good, but not in time. That's a shot clock violation for UE.
A little too patient there for the UE Red Warriors, but John Apacible, the activity down low, getting 2 offensive rebounds in the last 2 possessions, helping the cause of UE here.
Melesio, pull-up jumper, no go.
But still, that's a shot that you will allow Aljon Melesio to take all day.
Suerte in the post, doubled immediately. Apacible, floater, no go. Karakot inside. Oh, Karakot will be fouled. Much to the dismay of the UE5 on the floor. Suerte thought he had a good strip at it. It hit Karakot's leg on the way out, so they thought they were going to get it back. Referees say he got armed with it as well, as Andre is going to troop to the line for 2.
That's what Andre Karakot has done all game long. Put his head down, attack the basket, try to score, try to create. Despite the 4 fouls, he will need to be responsible with those here in the last 4 minutes.
15 in the afternoon for Karakot after a hot first quarter by him. The load being carried by him, Melesio, and Baltazar. 15, 14, 17 respectively, make that 16 now for Karakot. They're within 5. Pin down. Suerte. Suerte to Apacible. Apacible, hop step inside this time. He gets it to go off the board.
And the footwork of John Apacible there
Boys send points in the paint.
Again, another assist, another possession created by Rey Suerte.
Oh, Baltazar from 15 feet.
Has been quiet the past few minutes, but Justin Baltazar again delivering for the LaSalle Green Archers when they need him the most. 19 points here today.
They need a stop, does De La Salle. UE needs some insurance points right here. Suerte, the up fake, he will ask for it back. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Dodo in the paint, off the glass is good.
Rey Suerte. How deep is that bag? The patience, the execution, got the ball back. Taking over is Rey Suerte.
Big 3 on the way, Serrano will not get it. Oh, Melesio with an offensive rebound, and what heart by Anton Melesio.
Smallest guy on the floor, it doesn't matter. He wants this win. Aljun Melesio doing everything he can for the Green Archers.
Gamble there, Mendoza got away. Cruz for 3 with a hand in his face, overshot it. There's the stop LaSalle was looking for. Karakot wants this possession. Almost lost it. Karakot to Baltazar, 16-footer, that's good. They're within a single possession, 81-78.
And that's the IQ of Andre Karakot. Had his eyes on Justin Baltazar the whole time, finding him at the last possible moment, and Justin Baltazar made sure he would connect from 15.
We are inside the final 120. PS Bank last 2 minutes. PS Bank pasend via mobile ang padala mo. Cash agad in minutes. Another DLSU stop, and they're coming when they need them.
And this is when composure, execution, and experience come to play.
This time it's Melesio with the leather. They're trapped. Again, they trap the big. They trap the small guy, but there's a big basket for Melesio. We're at a 1-point game. Lawrence will not call for a timeout. He will play this one through. Mendoza to Tolentino. Suerte with 8 to shoot. Karakot there. The double arrives. Tolentino spins away. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Jumper up. Will not go. Apacible with a big offensive rebound. But it's tracked by Serrano. Encho on the fast break. Serrano. Bruce. Deuce. 3-point play opportunity. LaSalle has the lead.
What a run here for the LaSalle Green Archers, taking a page out of the NU Bulldogs, who made the same run against them just a few days ago. And off of this turnover, Encho Serrano, again, open court basketball, just the way he wants it, left to right, and the finish, Encho Serrano. The athleticism and making the most of those 2 steps, the Euro. And Jed Mendoza on the floor right now after. So far, Jed Mendoza hasn't really been much in the scoring department, but the intensity and the leadership has been there for Jed all game long.
He set the table well for UE. And right now is when they need him the most. I think he twisted that ankle. But LaSalle giving UE a taste of their own medicine. Anytime Suerte even looks up at the rim with that ball, he's getting doubled. So that was the UE game plan on trying to stop Melesio and Karakot. And after scoring 22 in the first 3 quarters, only 3 points in the 4th for Rey Suerte, as they've dared the other Red Warriors to come up with baskets.
And that's what LaSalle has done in this quarter, is contain Rey Suerte and Neil Tolentino, was yet to score here in the 4th.
67 seconds left. It is LaSalle now with a 2-point lead. they flew down here for this, talking about Kurt Lohera's parents. Not a lot of minutes for Kurt, especially here in the second half. You've yet to see him, but a win will do. LaSalle snatching back the lead from UE, a furious rally from them. The last time they led was at the start of this game at 2-0. But a 13-point second half from Aljun Melesio has brought them all the way back and then some. They're up by 2 now, 83-81, with 67 seconds left.
14 seconds.
And Jed Mendoza still on the bench here for UE after twisting that ankle. He'll go with Suerte to trigger in. Apacible hands it back to him. Suerte to Harvey. Pagsanhan overshot that one by a lot. Suerte blocked by Baltazar.
And they have put the clamps on
5.3
Rey
seconds
Suerte
on the
here
shot
in the
clock.
fourth
5.3
quarter.
seconds to shoot.
5.3 seconds left here, and they'll still have Suerte trigger in. Wait for them to hand it back off to him. As Tolentino, oh, a beautiful play. A beautiful play by UE to get Tolentino
Number 19, Justin Baltazar.
a rolling
And the second
alley-oop
foul,
attempt
one
at
on
the
the Green
basket.
Archers.
As soon as the referee handed Suerte that ball, that play was in motion. And it will get Tolentino 2 free throw attempts.
Perfect execution there for UE. As they always say, the screener will always be free. The up screen by Tolentino, leaving him wide open down low. But right now, he's down on the floor. I don't think he can continue.
Well, there are 2 free throws that are attached to his name. And in this
Substitution
case,
for the
it
Red
looks like
Warriors.
it'll be Connor who will walk in and take those free throws for him as Chris pulled off the bench. Under a minute to play, his team down 2. He is called upon here.
Substitution for the Red Warriors.
And watch him fall down. That's an awkward landing on that right foot. He felt it immediately.
Shooting the 2 free throws, Chris Connor.
Here we go. 2 free throws for Connor. First one is up and through.
Oh, that one was tough for Chris Connor. Hasn't touched the floor in the second half, but coming in, hitting the first free throw, and a chance to tie this ball game up.
2 clutch free throws by Chris Connor off the bench
Timeout, DLSU
to
University.
equalize us at 83. LaSalle will call for time. They'll have the ball with 57 left. There's Neil Tolentino for you. Check out his afternoon. Not able to step to the line for those 2 free throws, but 19 points. 8 of 11 shooting, 3 rebounds, a steal, and no throwaways. His effort has given them a tied game. LaSalle gets it to Melesio. Now it's with Serrano. Aljun will have it. 7 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Encho Oh, the follow by Baltazar goes in and out. Suerte has it. Suerte will get it back from Harvey. Puts Manuel on skates, drops it to Natividad. Natividad can't get it to drop. It's with LaSalle with 33 seconds left. Karakot to Serrano, up fake, blocked, and fouled.
What a sequence there for LaSalle and UE. Almost a putback slam for Justin Baltazar.
Foul on number 9, Harvey Pagsanhan.
But after all that, two free throws for Encho Serrano. A chance to take the lead with 30 seconds left. And it's been a while since LaSalle has tasted the lead here today.
Valentino re-enters the game here for Connor,
2 free throws for Encho Serrano.
as Serrano will have 2 free throws to break a tie. First one will drop in for Encho. LaSalle has the lead. Serrano, second one is up and through. UE will not call a timeout. Suerte has it. Suerte trying to get that switch. Ray, step back, 3 on the way. Cap! Money! Ray Suerte! Oh my goodness!
Timeout, De La Salle University.
LaSalle fighting all the way back. Ray Suerte down by 2. Give me the basketball. I'm gonna create space and hit it from deep. Up by 1 UE.
A stunner of a 3. Avoided the trap. Snatch back. Pull up. Dagger. LaSalle with a 1-point deficit. They'll have the ball when we come back. I'll tell you this, the UE crowd here at MOA has been raucous all game long. 28 points, 7 rebounds from Ray Suerte, a big reason why. Puts them up by 1 on a cold-blooded 3. But LaSalle with a chance to take this game with 15.4 left. They have 12 on the shot clock. Melesio will not wait. Answers back with a massive 3. Oh my goodness. Are you serious with this game?
Aljun Melesio stepping up to the plate, getting the basketball. The ball screen, waving it off and hitting over the outstretched arms of Alex Jaquite. Again, the smallest man on the floor, but definitely the one with the biggest heart, Aljun Melesio.
Kiefer Avena is back in country. We will be watching his brother 30 take on FEU in a moment. As there's a future FEU star right there in RJ Abarrientos. But as great as those two guys are, can we please just talk about this shootout? Old-fashioned Wild West gunslinging. Suerte on one side, Aljan on the other. 16-point second half by Melesio when they were down by 11 at the halftime break. Melesio came out guns a-blazing. He gives LaSalle a 2-point lead. UE will have it with 10.8 left on the shot clock.
Suerte with 28, Melesio with 21. Safe to say, Coach Lawrence Chongson drop a play to get the ball to Rey Suerte.
And Yaquite will be on the floor for this one. He's a big target to receive that pass. Hands it off to Suerte. Almost lost it. There's a foul by Lojera and they're over the limit. No, that's only their second team foul.
That's his fourth foul.
Second team foul by De La Salle. So that was a foul to give by Lojera. Now it's 6.8 left. Will UE run the same thing? Certainly looks like it. Suerte to Yaquite. Back to Suerte for the win. Oh my God! Ball is live here. No timeouts. Melesio for the win. No good. And Rey Suerte and UE have done it. Two massive three-pointers by Rey Suerte has shocked this De La Salle crowd and has given UE their first win of the year.
And that's a 30-piece, a 31-point masterpiece from Rey Suerte, finishing the game off with back-to-back three-pointers, giving UE their first taste of a win here in season 82.
Unbelievable. When LaSalle made that furious rally to take the lead back, Suerte had only scored 3 points in the quarter after scoring 22 in the first 3. He finishes with 31. The two biggest conversions, massive, immense three-pointers in the clutch.
What a shot from Rey Suerte.
That's definitely a GIF, as Lawrence Chongson celebrates the win in his own way. But a heroic performance by Aljan Melesio comes up quite literally